Welcome to the Speak Your Piece podcast. My name is Ian McNaughton. This is episode 96. Can you believe it? We're joined by SYP creator Scott. Scott, what's going on, man?
Oh, it's a Tuesday. I'm drinking some backcountry brewing here, Trailbreaker Pale Ale. It's really good. Got a grapefruit ale from Whistler Brewing coming up next.
Oh,
It's my Friday for some of y'all that don't know. So it's a good day. Let's just say
I was gonna say you're trying to get some local sponsors to sponsor the pod possibly.
Yeah. We'll get into that more a little bit later, but
okay, we'll plug some stuff later on. Yeah. I haven't had a backcountry in so long.
Dude, they slap. They're really good.
Do you have a favorite? Is that your favorite backcountry, the Trailblazer? Is that your favorite?
To be honest, I haven't had enough of the backcountry brewing to make a proper decision, but
that should be a big eats. Like the next time I'm up there, that should be a big eats. It's just we just go to backcountry for the day.
We should get a pizza, a couple pizzas, get a flight of beer.
Yes.
Big eats. Done.
Yes. That sounds like a day for me.
There you go.
I'm just gonna go home and sleep peacefully.
Play some golf before.
Play some golf. What's that building next to it that kids really like? The trampoline. What's
Air House.
Air House. Do you go to Air House much either?
Never. Oh, it's been. Last time I was there was like grade 11, grade 10 maybe. But friends and created a logo. The Wilsons, Corey and Eliza.
Yeah.
Both their dad owns the Air House. So good
Fun fact.
Yeah.
I haven't been there. I think since my brother worked there.
Yeah.
And he hasn't worked there for 5 years, maybe. I'm gonna say.
Neil's gonna be a paramedic and a good one.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. He's not a good paramedic now, obviously, or is he?
Who knows? We'll find out.
Who knows? All right. Let's talk about the past weekend because we both had a busy weekend. I covered a sporting event in person for the first time since March 2020. You got to celebrate SYP creator Keith's birthday over the weekend. So was his birthday on Friday or Saturday?
So his birthday was on Saturday. He went to Whistler with some of the fellas on Friday. Mm-hmm. They went to a few places, Elf Furniture Warehouse, Longhorn Saloon, to name a few. This is from what I hear from the masses. Elf Furniture is the place to go in Whistler.
My brother bragged, like he says that's the place to go.
Oh, it's the best. There's $6 entrees, like it's popping in there. It's nuts. But especially now with relaxed COVID restrictions, it's unreal. And they also went to Longhorn. Longhorn Saloon's overrated this is what I hear. I've never been, so
Scott is just the messenger here. Don't
shoot the messenger. Yeah.
No, exactly.
But yeah, it sounded like they had a good time. And Saturday was good, really good too. So I got some of the fellas together. We went to Norman Rudy's, a local place in Squamish. Had a good Gibbons Apres lager there. They have good beer. That's a good beer right there. Had some food. Watched some of the fights there. Some good fights actually. That was the Aldo and Munoz card with Gain and Lewis as the main event. Yeah, so some good fights there. Some heavyweights going at it.
I didn't get to see the fights, unfortunately, on Saturday night, but I heard it was a great card. Mm-hmm. Because I saw Keith on Thursday. He came down to Burnaby with Rav, and then we did our big eats at Popeyes, which is now just a couple blocks down near me. Cool. So that's pretty cool.
There you go.
Good stuff. So I didn't actually get Keith a gift. I didn't actually buy him anything, but like he hasn't bought me a gift, or at least I don't remember him buying me a gift in the past recently. So like, I guess we're cool. I wasn't gonna be there at the birthday. I wasn't gonna be there on Friday or Saturday anyway. So it was kind of just nice hanging out and seeing him on Thursday.
Yeah, I think the whole thing about gifts, and you got Team Thursday. You bought him food or whatever. Like it all evens out eventually, right? And that's the thing. I think now with how things have been recently, like it's just great to see people, and I think that's gift enough. Like to me, I just love to be around people and just to see. Just be, like what happened on Saturday. That was great, really fun. I had a lot of fun organizing that, and we had about 10 or 12 of us at Norm Rudy's, and then a few of us went to the Goat, and I had to go home early because of work. But after I left, supposedly the place was popping. The Goat's not bad.
No, that's a bad take. I've heard
because you've been when it's shitty.
I've been once and it was shit.
I will say,
and I've heard from people that they go to shit.
It is, but when there's a lot of people there, and I will say on Saturday night, there were a lot of people there, and it was basically a 2018 high school grad reunion. No, it's not our joke.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. It was nice seeing a bunch of people that I hadn't seen in a long time, and with COVID and everything, it was good.
I was gonna say my brother complains that he has to pay to play pool there. Just give him pool sticks. What are we doing here? We're just trying to, trying to take all the money, I guess. Whatever. Not the point.
I guess not the point, but it did. I will say it did for the sake. I work at a golf course. I work at a golf course, and for the sake of the course, it did rain Saturday night. There was some pretty wicked thunderstorms Saturday night when I was home. So good for the golf course. Good for forest fires in the interior. Hopefully everyone's doing safe in the interior, and the fires aren't as bad. They're still shitty, but hopefully they're not as bad.
I was gonna say I haven't heard much of fires or smoke or anything like that. So because I live in the city and it doesn't apply to me, so I am not impacted by any of this. That's how this works. It's only people who aren't living in the city are impacted.
Right. Speaking of smoke, the Olympics ended on Saturday night, Sunday morning. And
I'm not going to talk about my weekend. That's not important.
I was going to ask you about that later, bro.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. Let's go with your transition into the Olympics and the smoke.
I was getting to the Olympic cauldron was put out and the smoke was gone. That was my joke there.
That was a myth transition. That was like a 2.5 star transition.
Let's rewind. Ian, how was your weekend, bro? How was your weekend? Since you're mad at me now, how was your weekend? Tell me about your weekend. Come on. You're at Poirier Sport and Recreation Center, covering.
When was the last time you were there at Poirier?
Oh, it would have been grade 12 playing midget against Coquitlam, who we crushed like 8-1.
The Coquitlam Chiefs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, the Junior Chiefs. Yeah.
Junior Chiefs. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my weekend was good. Pretty much was covering lacrosse all day from 8 a.m. to about 6 p.m. Saw a lot of people I haven't seen in a while. Got to see some new lax players. Got to see some lax players I've met maybe once or twice in the past. It was a great weekend. It was awesome. It was a great weekend for lacrosse. It was a great weekend for the WLA. It was just nice to get back to normal, be in person, see some people. I just miss being in person and doing that sort of stuff with social media, doing some lacrosse work. Overall, it was a great time and glad I got to do it. Hopefully we'll get to do something like that again soon, but I don't know for sure.
Hopefully the silver tips kind of take off and you get to start going to some games in person, and that'll be a lot of fun too for you and for everyone. It'll be a good time. And yeah, man, good stuff.
Yeah, that was my weekend in Coquitlam. My highlights, I got free Chinese food, which was cool. Basically, one of the dudes that I was with for most of the day, just out of the blue, bought me Chinese. I didn't even realize it, so that was cool. Pretty Ferda. I got a free lacrosse ball, which they basically don't care. I just took it.
Dude, I could get you that.
Yeah, well, it's not free. I have to pay whatever $5 at whatever source they charge for it because of the goddamn markup.
No. I'll get it for less. Don't worry.
Okay. But no, that was my weekend in Coquitlam. It was nice to be there. It was great to see people. Can't wait to do more of the in-person stuff again.
100%. Speaking of in person, the Olympics were in person, but there were no fans.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Olympics because that is something that did happen. So the Olympics ended, Saturday night, Sunday morning. Closing ceremonies were held. Canadian Damien Warner was the closing ceremony flag bearer. Ian, you talked about several Canadian athletes in the last podcast. You actually answered my mailbag question in the emergency mailbag.
Sorry for those people who didn't answer the question I didn't answer on the podcast. By the way, I was on a bit of a time crunch Friday night, Saturday. So Scott answered some of your questions on Saturday through DM. So
I did, yes. I had a lot of fun doing that. Jeff, if you want to go back and look at mine and Jevon's conversation, it was actually pretty good. We had a good chat about some things, but Maybe we'll go through that at the end, because
Sure,
I
sure.
do have a few questions from someone that is gonna remain anonymous, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, so the Olympics ended this weekend, and Damien Warner was the flag bearer for the Canadian Olympic team. Ian, thoughts on Olympics as a whole, Canada's performance, United States performance?
I thought the Olympics were somewhat boring. I think I think I don't know how to. I can't necessarily blame the Olympics, because I think we've noticed in the last, I guess, almost 18 months now, that sports without fans are very tough to pull off. It wasn't quite the same with the NHL finals in the bubble. It wasn't quite the same with the NBA, in the bubble. And as we saw even with golf too, I should bring up, like, some of the PGA Tour events as well last year were really tough to pull off with fans. And especially with the Olympics, where there's so much pride, and there's people who are just happy to be there, not necessarily trying to medal or do well, but just we're at the Olympics. This is fun. It's supposed to be a cool event, and they just didn't have that. There was a bunch of empty seats, so that made it tough. I thought Canada did quite well at the Olympics. I think they got 24 medals, 11 most of all countries, which is quite an astounding performance.
It's I think their best summer Olympic performance ever, I believe.
Yeah, because wasn't it a few years ago? Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it a few years ago, maybe in London, where they only had like 3 or 4? And
Medals, silver or gold?
Medals, I thought it
was.
No,
They had more. They had
more. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a great performance, I thought, from Canada. Obviously the Americans are winning every single medal because of the fact that they just finance more money into every single sport than any other nation. So they were fine. I'm curious to see how the next Olympics go in Paris, hopefully with normal circumstances, with fans.
True. Well, there's also the next Winter Olympics next year in Beijing, if you can believe that.
Which I don't know how that's going to go. That's going to be fascinating to see how that plays out.
It's sounding like NHLers are going to be there, which is cool. Sounding like it.
But what if, I was going to say, what if they aren't there?
Yeah, well, they have NHL coaches going, so John Cooper's going.
Only if the NHL is going, though.
I didn't catch that part.
No, but here's the thing. We'll talk about the Winter Olympics quickly. Listen, I don't think the Winter Olympics are going to be that great this upcoming year. I think they're going to get poor TV ratings, poor fan turnout, especially from international. Like, I don't think many people are going to be wanting to travel to China and to Beijing for the Winter Olympics. And I almost would consider these upcoming Olympics a write-off for
that's a hot
for TV networks, for sponsors. Yeah. Right. The Winter Olympics typically don't do as well as Summer Olympics anyways.
Sure.
So I that's why I said earlier, like, I'm excited to see how Paris goes, because I think these upcoming Olympics are going to be a bit of a write-off.
I just don't see Beijing as an ideal Winter Olympics destination. I never, even when it was announced, like, Beijing had the Summer Games in 2008, and that was really cool. That was a cool event.
Yeah.
And that was when Usain Bolt kind of rose to stardom.
Usain Bolt and Michael Phelps.
Yeah, true.
I'm obligated to throw in the American when I get the opportunity to.
Of course you are. But no, and again, talking about Tokyo again, like you're talking about TV ratings. The TV ratings were the lowest of any Olympics in recent memory here in Tokyo, and
I should say that's for North America. Like, I don't know what it's like in Europe. I don't know what the TV rating for like in Asia, but for NBC and CBC, Sportsnet, TSN, they were bad. They were really bad. And I don't know. I have a couple ideas on how you fix it, but I don't know if it's. I don't think it's going to happen in 10 months from now when we have the Winter Olympics again.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen then. It's probably more like 2024 in Paris.
It's also really hard when you've got, your primetime events, like the women's soccer gold medal match was at 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Like, I didn't see the women's soccer games.
Yeah. like people are at work at that time, or they're
waking up, some of them.
Exactly. Well, the game was originally scheduled for 7 p.m., 10 Eastern, on the night before, which that's prime time for us. But in Japan, that's like the middle of the day.
Well, it's like that's why I got switched, because it was 11 a.m. Tokyo time, and because Tokyo is basically Miami, it's just so humid that it's almost unbearable to be in those conditions, right?
Oh, it was good they moved the time to later, which was really good for the players and obviously worked out well. But
I don't know if it made for a better game, but I think that was important that they were at least looking out for player safety.
I will say in Canada, I think Sportsnet released that there were 4.5 million viewers for that game, as it was the most watched moment in the Olympics, I believe, but in Canada at least.
More than 2010?
No, sorry, in this Olympics alone.
Oh, this Olympics, okay.
This Olympics alone, yeah. This Olympics alone, 4.5 million viewers for the women's soccer game at 5 a.m. Eastern, or Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so I mean, I think overall these Olympics were probably like a C minus. One of the things the Olympics has made me do during the time they were on was just remind myself about how incredibly talented the athletes are.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Like I guess because we haven't we haven't really had a lot of sports. We've had some sports over like since the start of the pandemic, but it's mostly been limited to like hockey and basketball and football, like
the major four.
Major four at least. And now we got gymnastics, which were insane and really fun to watch. Yeah. The water polo I thought was really incredible. Some of the handball was just incredible. Like swimming, never mind the swimming and the actual athletics of it all. The fact that a Canadian won a decathlon event, which is insane.
That was legendary. Yeah.
Like it just made me reminded myself how incredibly talented these athletes are, and how I am nowhere close at all physically to competing with anybody in any of these sports.
Right. Well, again, even with that, it's amazing how, watching Damian Warner run, like he's running a 60, like a mile in like 4.5 minutes after doing all these other events, which to you and I, that seems insane. Like my mile is like 6.5 minutes, and
mine's like 2 days.
No, you can run more than that. But point being is that these guys are just unbelievably fit, and it's so, like to your point, they're so impressive, and that's why the Olympics are so cool. You see events that you don't normally see on TV, because you never see like a sprint. You never see the sprinting, like the World Championship athletics events on TV. You just don't. It's like late at night or it's random times in the day,
or it's on stupid networks like
exactly.
or like CBC Gem, which I'm not paying money for that. So no, I think overall the Olympics were like a C minus.
Yeah,
they were okay.
Again, hard to blame Japan though, because there were no fans, and it's hard to blame.
And I'm a bit of a sucker. Like I like Japan. I've been there before. I think it's a really cool country. If you get the opportunity to go, do so. You won't regret it. And obviously, just everything was set up to fail and was set up against Japan. And yet they still, I think, managed quite well to host these Olympics, get everybody in and out as safely as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunate that it had to be like this, because I remember going there in September 2019, and they were doing like renovations to the airport, renovations to rail lines, like all this infrastructure building and spending, and it's kind of for nothing. It was all for the Olympics, but now it's kind of gone to waste. But
well, again, there's a whole aspect of it. Yeah, it's it was built for the Olympics, but again, the legacy, it lasts. Like those Tokyo upgrades at the airport are going to be there for who knows how long. And you even look closer to home, look at Vancouver. Like the City Highway is terrific right now, and some of the, I guess a lot of the infrastructure built is still being used, like the Olympic Oval. The athletes' villages are now like places of residence for people, right? And then like it's again, the legacy of the Olympics is beyond just the Olympics. It goes well past it. So, but
yeah.
Anyways, we talked about Olympics legacy before, but I think it's great. And yeah, I agree. Tokyo had a tough time with everything, but they made it work and they pulled it off. So yeah, Paralympics start September 24th, or sorry, August 24th. And that'll be good to watch. It'll be on TV, I'm sure. CBC Sports and NBC for our
CBC Gem.
CBC Gem, yes.
Do you know how many shitty CBC Gem ads I've had to? Because I covered the rugby sevens all week, and then watching everything. It felt like if you were watching on the internet, like if you were streaming, like I was with sailing. I streamed sailing. And it just seemed
you actually watched sailing.
Yeah, I actually watched it. It was actually fun.
This guy, unbelievable.
It was actually fun. No, I'm not even joking. It was actually cool, except for the CBC Gem ad. That stuff.
That part sucked. Okay, that's fair. Speaking of, I guess we should talk about the next Olympic host site. Except we'll talk about their soccer team, Paris Saint-Germain.
Oh.
They signed someone. That's a good transition there.
That's not a bad transition.
That's good. They signed someone that we all know very well. Paris Saint-Germain
Clint Dempsey.
Yes, they signed Clint Dempsey to a 2-year contract. Yes, of course. That's who PSG would sign. No, they signed Lionel Messi, who left Barcelona after 20 years in the program, 17 years with the actual club. Ian, thoughts on this?
Does PSG actually have money? Like aren't they spending a fuck ton on players now between Mbappe, Neymar? Like, does Paris actually have money, or are they just giving equity to the fucking player? Like,
I must say, PSG's front three is unbelievably expensive, but damn, they're gonna be good. They're gonna fill the net.
And then they're going to lose in the quarterfinals in the Champions League to some team that actually has like a decent defense.
Yeah, they'll lose to Bayern because Neuer's the GOAT.
Is that okay? Is that how it is? Listen, I've grown up watching Messi my entire life. I've always thought of him as the best player in the world. Listen, he was kind of, in a way, one of my childhood inspirations when I played youth soccer in Lake Stevens, Washington, because he scored goals. He was an icon. And he looked good. That was essentially all I knew about soccer and all I needed to know about soccer to succeed and do well. So,
I thought you'd be a Ronaldo guy, to be honest.
No, Ronaldo's not clutch. You see, I made this argument to my brother before.
2016 Euro.
Yeah, but that team was shit. No, I joke. I don't really care. Listen, I'm not passionate enough about soccer to really care. Like, I let the people who know best actually have these conversations. But between being the star forward who scored a bunch of goals like I did in youth soccer, who also rotated as the backup goalie, I thought Messi was great because he was a star and I could be the star. I could be the cool guy, the top player. That's why I like Lionel Messi. But I have no idea how this impacts PSG. They were good. I'm guessing they're now great.
No, they were great, and they're even better now.
Oh, so this is like a super team type thing. This is like Durant joining the war.
I mean, they didn't win Liga 1 this year. Lille, I think, they won the league. PSG was second place, I believe.
So this is like Golden State losing to LeBron in the finals and then adding Kevin Durant. Essentially.
Sort of, but Lille doesn't have like a LeBron type player. They're just like a solid team, and they didn't win their championship. Is what I'm trying to say. They didn't win their championship, and now they've added Kevin Durant because they're going all in as a big fuck you to everybody in Europe, and that's why they wanted what was that stupid league that they wanted to put in a while ago. And the Euro Super League or something.
Yeah, Super League or some bullshit like that. Yeah. Like that's why they wanted to do that.
That was more Barcelona.
No, but they signed on to it.
PSG did?
I'm pretty sure PSG.
They backed out quick though.
Because everybody realized how bad this looked on publicity in a public relations type scene, and so then they're like, "Fuck, nope, we're actually out."
And Real Madrid and Barcelona stayed in pretty long. I think that's what kind of ruptured the relationship between Messi and FC.
They also have no money. I do remember Corey telling me that they actually had no money.
Right.
Maybe he said that on this podcast too.
He might have. Yeah. Anyways, Messi to PSG and a big transfer signing, whatever you want to call it.
What are your thoughts on the move? You have any thoughts?
Honestly, I'm with you. I don't follow soccer as close. I was shocked. I was thinking Messi would retire in a Barcelona uniform.
I was hoping he would go play for the Sounders, but
hey, never know. Zlatan went and played for the Galaxy, so never say never, right? So
I think that's if you're the I mean I know, if you're Russell Wilson who owns a part of the Sounders, would you not give up a share or at least some percentage of what you own to get Lionel Messi, or is there not enough as an MLS team? Messi's probably more valuable than the actual MLS team now that I think about it.
no, he might be more valuable than some teams. Same with like a guy like Ronaldo too. He would be way too valuable, right? So
did they mention how much he makes, Messi? Like
Messi?
With this new deal?
I don't remember the exact number. I think they hadn't fully agreed to it yet, but
I was gonna say you can stall if you okay. Reports state that Messi has signed a 2-year contract with PSG that gives him a $41 million annual net salary, including bonuses, according to the Sporting News. The Seattle Sounders are valued at, only I can spell, $705 million.
But Messi's probably made that over his career.
At least he's probably
including endorsements and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably made more than that.
Oh yeah. So,
anyways, Messi to Paris.
Messi to Paris, yeah. There were a huge crowd. Basically, the whole city was shut down for his arrival. They seem to be thrilled. So, PSG might be winning a lot next year, but we'll see what happens.
Should I bandwagon for PSG? I'm going to Paris in a couple of years. I don't know if I should cement myself as the,
I mean, I think if you go when you go to Paris, I think you should get a PSG jersey, and I would get an Mbappe jersey, but that's just me.
So because I would probably get a Neymar jersey, like this out of the 3 guys, I would think a Messi jersey, and then an Mbappe jersey,
and then Neymar,
I think is who. I don't know who else is on PSG.
Well, Thiago Silva's on PSG.
I want to say he's a UFC fighter, but that doesn't sound right.
He has a name. He has a name for UFC fighter. Thiago Silva. Who's a goalie?
Navas, Donnarumma.
Yeah.
I might. Sergio Ramos, wasn't he playing for Spain in the 2010 World Cup?
Ramos? Yes. Yeah, I believe so. Anyways, PSG.
I don't recognize any other of these names, so that's probably
PSG's loaded, and they're going to do a lot of damage next year, barring injuries, barring chemistry issues.
Red cards, barring red cards.
Red cards as well. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I think when you go to Paris, get a PSG jersey, whatever number you choose, so be it. But yeah,
maybe I should get a custom McNaughton jersey because that would look great. That would look great.
What number would you put on?
15. That was my hockey jersey number.
That's right. Yeah, you are a 15 guy.
I don't know why. I don't know. 15. I think I had that. That's been my number, I think, since the States, if I remember correctly. I don't know why, but anyways, what other transitions do you got? You got another good transition that you wanna?
I was gonna say I was gonna try to tie in France and Cristobal Huet and hockey somehow, but it didn't.
Are we gonna talk about the hockey signings then? Do you want to just say we'll talk about the hockey signings?
Yeah, let's talk about hockey signings. What the hell?
All right, so
that's what I know best.
First of all, before we talk about the hockey signings, Tony Esposito passed away today. I don't know if he passed away at 78 due to pancreatic cancer. Before my time.
He was a great goalie in his time.
Yeah.
Was he ever?
Over 400 wins with the Blackhawks.
Yep.
Made them somewhat relevant during
I think he's still the franchise leader, I believe, in wins.
The only other guy would be Crawford, wouldn't it?
I don't think Crawford had that many.
I don't think so either. I could pull it up and check.
Like 300. Crawford might have like 400 career, but I don't think he has 400 or more than Tony Esposito. But
Chicago Blackhawk total wins. Let's see if I can find this. You can keep stalling if you like.
Yeah. So I guess we can talk about some signings quickly. I'll talk about my Ducks quickly. The Ducks basically just re-signed all their RFAs because they had like 10.
So yeah, I saw. So Steele got signed. Max
Steele,
Jones got signed.
Max Jones, Isaac Lundestrom, Mac Comtois also got signed.
Yeah, you're correct. Tony Esposito 418. Glenn Hall at 276.
Glenn Hall was the other one I thought could have been up there, but
and Corey Crawford at 260. Ed Belfour at 201.
Oh, cool. Eddie Belfour.
Are your Ducks aren't going to be that good next year. They're just basically
they're not going to make the playoffs. No.
Why aren't they trading for Eichel, by the way? Like, why don't you trade, like, throw in Steele, a couple firsts and some other prospect? I know that the Sabres want Drysdale and or Zegras, and clearly
they're not getting Drysdale.
Yeah, no, clearly we've had that conversation. They're not getting him, but like, why don't you just throw a bunch of other prospects in the mix and throw a couple first round picks and call her even?
The reason why, and this is Bob Murray being really stubborn, is that no shit, but again, thinking about just how the team, like the core of the team before, like in between, let's say 2004, or I guess we'll say between 2003 and 2017, like in that 14-year stretch, they missed the playoffs like twice in that whole stretch. Went to the cup final twice, won it once. In that stretch, they were built. Obviously, the great goalie in the back end. They had some solid defense, and they were really deep down the middle. And I'm just looking at the prospect pool and what they have now, and that as that team is and how they are, it's looking very, not like very similar, but same but different. So hear me out. Let me.
No, I'm just trying to think correctly because I'm an asshole. You said they made the finals twice since 2003.
Yes, 03 and 07.
Oh yes, 03. Sorry, I remembered 07. I forgot about 03. Thank you. Sorry,
they made 03 as well.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, with that in mind, the team, how they're being built now, really strong down the middle. Some kind of good pieces on the wing. Some guys that can play center, move to the wing. I'm thinking a guy like Rob Niedermeyer, Sammy Paulson played wing back in the day, Andy McDonald even. And back on the defense, Drysdale is there. Mahura is going to get better, hopefully. They have a great core, Fowler, Lindholm, Manson already.
I like Mahura. I thought he was a good. I remember watching him play for Regina at the Memorial Cup, and I thought he was pretty. I mean, that was junior in the Mem Cup, but like I thought he was going to translate.
He's going to be a depth or bottom 4 defense guy.
Yeah, he's not a top. He's probably not your top 2, but if you can rotate him in, second or third D pair, then you're doing.
That'll be Drysdale and someone else, but like again, the whole thing about how Bob Murray likes to do things is he's going to take his time with this. The Ducks franchising organization know that it's going to be a rebuild, and they need to rebuild. They need to retool. Getzlav's going to help teach these guys, the younger guys coming in, McTavish, Zegras, Drysdale, how to play, how to be a pro, and kind of like return the favor in a way. And once Zegras gets going down the middle, he's a 1C, and he'll be a hell of a good one. McTavish will either be on his wing or he'll be a 2C. But man, yeah, I'm excited. The Ducks are going to be really good in a few years. But they got their neighbors, 45 minutes northwest, are going to be pretty fucking good too.
And there's your Anaheim Ducks history corner with SYP creator Scott. You're welcome. Let's talk about a few signings here quickly. Carter Hart signs a 3-year, $11.94 million deal with Philadelphia.
I like it.
I like the deal. He's the Flyers starting goalie for the foreseeable future. I don't know if I think he might still be an RFA after that deal.
No, this was RFA year.
This was RFA. Okay, so yes, he's going to be an RFA then UFA at the end of the deal. Ilya Samsonov signs a 1-year, $2 million deal with the Capitals. I'm surprised there isn't more term attached to this.
This is basically a prove himself kind of year because Vanacek's back in Washington. He's in Washington there. So it's going to be let's see who's going to be the starter, and whoever's the starter is going to make more than the guy that's not, and the guy that's not is going to be gone to whatever team might need a goalie. So
All right. I don't mind that. All right. Igor Shesterkin. He signs a 4-year, 22.666, 3 sixes, which that might be bad luck. $1 million deal with the Rangers. So that's an AAV of 5.65, according to Frank Saravelli. The highest AAV and total dollars given to an NHL goalie on his second contract.
Interesting.
That's kind of not maybe that total or AAV, but that's kind of what I thought the Caps would do with Samsonov, is give him like a 3 or 4 year medium term type deal,
like a bridge-ish kind of contract.
Yeah, and I get why the Rangers do that with Shesterkin. He's probably their goalie of the future, but they still have quite a number of goalie, prospects, players in their system. So
the Rangers are loading up too. They got Georgiev back in the waitings as well. I like this deal. It makes sense for Shesterkin because he was good. He was pretty good this year. He could have gotten Calder votes, I believe. I think he did get Calder votes.
He got a few Calder votes.
Get a few Calder votes, yeah. So I like it. Nothing else to say. He'll be their guy for a bit.
I would rather, I think, have the Demko signing than the Shesterkin signing, but that's just me. Vrana, my boy, Jacob.
Detroit Red Wings signed Vrana 5-year deal, right?
3 years.
3 years, sorry, yeah.
3 years, $15.6 million with the Red Wings.
I like him, man. He's a silky player. It's funny. I have him on my NHL 19 franchise team. He's my second line right winger. But
so there you go.
Yeah, he's silky. He's fun to watch, and he'll be probably playing with Larkin, I'm guessing, or he'll be the second line. He'll be second line probably.
Probably, I would think.
Hard to say.
He might get some time with Bertuzzi.
Yeah.
Ideally, you probably want him on the first line with Larkin and Bertuzzi, but he'll probably get time on the second line. Apparently, where he really struggles the most is on the power play, because he can't use his speed as effectively on the power play. Right. So that's apparently the one flaw, drawback. But I mean, he's been an exceptional player.
For the 5-on-5, he's elite. I think his possession stats are elite. I believe. Don't quote me on that, but
I think you're right. And even when he came over to Detroit from Washington at the trade deadline, he fit in quite well for a team that was struggling and that wasn't doing that well at the time. And then after the trade deadline, they got him in, got a bit more momentum. He scored a few goals. So I like the signing. I think it makes sense.
He'll be a good piece of Detroit's future, hopefully.
Pardon me?
Any other signings?
Ross Colton.
Oh, re-signed with Tampa Bay?
Re-signed with Tampa Bay. 2 years, $2.25 million.
It's a lot for a fourth liner, but all right.
He scored the game-winning goal, the Stanley Cup final clinching goal.
I guess that makes you, it makes you some money, yeah.
And any other NHL hockey news you want to?
No, honestly, hockey's really quieted down on that front, and again, it might pick up here in the next month or two, depending on if there's a big Eichel deal or whatever. But yeah, hockey's slow.
The Women's World Championships are going to be starting August 20th, I believe, in Calgary. In Calgary. Originally, they were supposed to be in the Maritimes back in the spring.
Halifax, true, right? Yeah.
Yes, and then now they're going to be in Calgary in August.
Right on. Speaking of Calgary, they're supposed to get a new rink. They're talking about plans for a new rink.
Yeah, they always have talked about plans for a new rink, though, aren't they?
That's true. That's true. The Saddledome is old. It's cool, but it's gotta go.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's gotta go.
And you have another. What do you have another transition? Something else that you want to talk about?
Yeah. Can you send Keith $100?
I know.
No.
Is that one of the mailbag questions?
No. Yeah, it is. It's a mailbag. Yeah.
I'm not sending Keith $100.
Keith also asks why you didn't greet him happy birthday, or you didn't wish him happy birthday.
I feel like I texted it to him, but I might not have. that was on Saturday because I was kind of busy on Saturday, rushing to go cover lax.
Yeah, you were busy.
Happy birthday, Keith. He's 21, right? He would be 21.
He turned 21 this year. Yeah.
We saw at the mall. We chatted about birthday at the mall on Thursday. That's here's the thing. I wouldn't expect people to say happy birthday to me. It's not really a big deal for myself. So that's why I guess I wouldn't say happy birthday. I mean, I'll say happy birthday to like my parents and my brother and Scott, but like that's about like like my grandparents as well. It's about half a dozen people that I would say happy birthday to that I otherwise I either don't know when your birthday is.
Yeah.
Or I'm just not a big happy birthday guy.
Hey, fair enough.
The other thing that was disappointing was last year, because I joked about last year how he got pretty drunk at Norman Rudy's for his birthday party.
Yeah,
and I wish that he got thrown out of Norman Rudy's, like he got thrown out of his own birthday party. I think that would have been so funny.
You know, I will say it is hard to get thrown out of Norman Rudy's. They're pretty lenient about things, and no one does anything stupid enough.
No, but that's what you said. I wish he would have been like. I wish he we should have gave him more. Actually, we should have given him more alcohol, and then we should have just asked him about stupid stuff that he.
I will say the closest that I've known anyone. I'm not gonna name names. I'll keep it anonymous. But someone I knew was there, and they're underage.
Kevin Renata.
No, it wasn't. No, they were getting drinks, and they were underage, and at a point, bartender came over and they're like, yo, like there's cameras here. If we, catch you getting past beer, like we'll have to kick you out. That was the closest. And it was a little interesting. It was a hairy situation, but it all worked out in the end. But yeah, they're pretty lenient about it. It's a great place to go and drink and watch the fights and have fun.
Speaking of hairy, this podcast is sponsored by Manscaped. No.
That would be a good transition.
That would be a great transition. No, I haven't. I think the last time I went to Norman Rudy's was with you and Armin.
That's right. Yeah, we did the hot dog.
We did Armin's Big Eats.
Yeah, that apparently wasn't very good. It's like 1.75 or something, 1.5 stars.
I think the actual review went great. The food was shit.
Oh, it was fun. It was hilarious. One of the best we've done.
Do you have any more? You want to do another mailbag question, or because I want to talk about some music and some entertainment sort of stuff.
Yeah, we can talk about entertainment. I mean, I was gonna say, can Kanye hurry up and release Donda?
No, because I think he enjoys just living in the football stadium in Atlanta.
I guess, yeah, I guess so.
He'll probably this album won't be done till I don't know, October.
I think it gets released this week, but I guess I'll say that every week until it gets released.
I'll say October because I think he wants to watch some Falcons games.
Ah, I see.
you seen photos of him actually at Atlanta FC or whatever the soccer team is? And
I haven't seen photos, but I've heard he's in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta.
It's not the Georgia Dome.
Oh, it's the Mercedes-Benz Dome.
Yes, and he's just living there. There were photos of him circulating, just standing in the crowd at the soccer game there. I think that's why he's staying there.
I guess he likes the atmosphere.
I guess.
But Atlanta FC garbage though? Or are they okay?
I think they're pretty good. There's also a bunch of college football games and stuff that'll be coming there in the next couple of months. So maybe that's why he's staying. Although I think I would prefer Jackson Hole compared to Atlanta because that's where he's been staying in the past. Is Wyoming.
Doesn't he have a ranch in Montana or Wyoming?
Wyoming, I think it's
Wyoming. Yeah.
But no, fuck it. I got so much money. I'm just gonna pay $1 million a day to live in this Falcon Stadium.
Kanye West, he's an icon.
He's a genius. No, that's what he is. I have two things I want to talk about music wise with you.
Sure,
so first, I was listening to my YouTube music playlist, super mix, whatever it's called. Sure. Basically, just a bunch of random songs that they think I would like and they think I would enjoy listening to. So when I was driving, Olivia Rodrigo's "Good for You" came on my speakers, and I was listening to it, and I thought it's an okay song. It's not great. It's okay.
Right.
But really, what was her album? Do you know what her album was? It Good for You? Was that the name of her album?
Honestly, dude, you would know better than I would.
Okay. So pretty much the actual song Good for You, I think she would be a star if she released all this stuff in like the early 2000s punk scene, like Avril Lavigne. I'm trying to think of another guy. Kind of Alanis Morissette a little bit,
Okay.
that type of vibe. That's where I think Olivia Rodrigo is would have been good. Maybe she's trying to bring that back too. Maybe she's trying to
sorry, and sorry to interrupt you. The album is called Sour.
Sour, okay.
Album with Good for You, Driver's License on it. That's called Sour.
Okay.
Olivia Rodrigo wouldn't have been able to release it in the early 2000s because I think she would have been.
No, she's like 18 now. Like she's a high school senior.
Yeah.
So pretty much that's why I think maybe she's trying to revitalize it. Maybe she's trying to bring that back. But I think she's like 15 years too late with this album.
I guess maybe the early 2000s are back.
Who knows? Are they back? Are we bringing the early 2000s back? I'll bring the early 2000s back. I'll bring some like Nickelodeon shows.
It's funny actually. You talk about like bringing decades back. My mom, because I got these sunglasses are like fairly new.
Yes.
Right here, these ones here, and she laughed at me. She's like, nice glasses. And I'm like, thanks. And it's like, yeah, I had a pair back in the 90s when I was your age. I'm like,
perfect.
Oh, yeah, so I guess the 90s are back.
Well, you see, and now like I'm bringing like the short shorts back here, like the John Stockton, like 5-inch, like we're bringing those back as well. So I mean, I think we should just bring everything. I think we should just go back in time.
Or you're just flexing that you can squat 3 plates and you have massive legs.
No, that's not the point of this. Okay, the point was just to show that I'm wearing short shorts.
But if you had skinny legs, you wouldn't wear short shorts. You would wear.
Would you not? Would you not wear short? Like, would you not wear 5-inch inseam?
Are you saying I have skinny legs?
You're comparing my legs to your legs. Is that what we're doing here?
No, that's weird. We're not going to do that.
Scott doesn't wear short shorts?
No, I do. Of course I do. Who doesn't?
That's what I'm trying to say.
I guess you're right. Yeah, my argument just fell apart on me.
Boom.
Boom. Yes. Ian lays down the law. Ian is the operator of Speak Your Piece. I just help out. So.
What were we talking about? Bringing shit back or just the music?
Well, we were talking about Olivia Rodrigo. We really got sidetracked.
Yeah.
And bring in the early 2000s back, and then I talk about glasses. And
I think we should just go back in time. I think we should stop moving forward. Fuck moving forward, because everything just seems to get worse, and climate change is going to kill us all. I think we should just go backwards in time and just go back to the 90s. Like I could probably use less TV. I probably don't need to be watching as much TV. I probably should be on my computer less than what I'm on now. The other hot take I wanted to say. Yeah. Doja Cat. I don't know if you listen to Doja Cat. She slaps.
Really?
She rocks. So my brother actually got me into Doja Cat.
Okay.
I kind of knew some of her stuff from TikTok, but like my brother was like, no, dude, she's good. You should listen to her. Well, nice. pretty much basically Doja Cat rocks. You should all listen to Doja Cat.
I think that's a hot take. I think Say So is way overplayed.
No.
Yes.
No. That song's good.
I've heard that song way too much.
Because TikTok ruins everything now. Because once it's big on TikTok,
that's the point though, is that Doja Cat got ruined because that's her most popular song and it gets played every time you go on TikTok. But
Kiss Me More, that song rocks.
Okay. I will say the song with The Weeknd, I think You Was what's it called? You Was Right, maybe?
I should know this, but I don't know this.
Yeah, I shouldn't. You Was Right. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, yeah, that I like that song. That's a good song. I don't disagree with you there.
You Right. That's the song. Yeah, that one's good too. I like that one.
That's a good song.
But that's my other biggie music hot take. Doja Cat rocks, and Olivia Rodrigo is just 15 years too late to the punk scene.
Okay. Honestly, I don't mind those. Those are okay takes.
I'm trying to think if there's also, TV wise or I know what I wanted to mention. I saw the documentary I wanted to mention too. That was good. Would You Be My Friend? Mr. Rogers. Did you watch Mr. Rogers? Is there Mr. Rogers in Canada, Scott?
No, I don't think so.
Mr. Rogers was PBS. I watched him as a kid.
Like American, right? I think that's American.
Yeah. I watched his documentary. They did after he died, the documentary on his career and such. Really cool, dude. Really fascinating. Highly recommend going to check that out.
There you go. I will say Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 8, the final season of the sitcom, police procedural sitcom.
Yeah, we all know Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Everyone knows
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Season 8 comes out Thursday, August 12th, I believe. Yeah.
Is it on Well, it's on Netflix, but is it just shown on Netflix or is it on like Fox or
NBC?
NBC. It used to be on Fox and now it's on NBC. Is how
that's works. Correct. Yeah, there was a change. Yeah. So, anyways, it's on NBC. And it's on Netflix as well. Thursday, August 12th, it gets released. I'm fired up for it. I love the show. It's one of my favorites of all time. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Season 8. It's gonna be a good one.
Any other mailbag? That's all I got for entertainment music wise this week. Any other mailbag questions?
Nothing mailbag wise. I do want to plug a few things though.
Yeah, go ahead. You can plug some stuff here while you got the time.
So this is a weird year. I've had a really weird work schedule all year, but part of that's because starting this weekend, I'm going to be working with the Whistler Super Camps. It's hockey camps based out of Whistler, British Columbia.
They're at Meadow Sports?
Meadow Park, yeah. Meadow Park Sports Center. Based out of Meadow Park, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be working with some really great coaches, some coaches that I know from Squamish and the Sea to Sky, but a few other guys as well. Kaivo Hockey, Sully's Hockey, Pavel Barber, who I'm sure many of you will recognize. I get the chance to work with him this weekend, and other many great guest coaches, and gonna work with some really cool guys, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But there are still some spots available for the August 20th to 22nd camp. So if you're listening to this podcast, you're of age, go check it out. Go see if you can, and if not, I'm sure Whistler Super Camps, it's been very successful so far. You'll be able to register next year and hopefully get into it next year if it runs. And I'm just really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great opportunity for me and kind of a way to kickstart my career-ish in a way. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a waiting game all summer, but it's going to be good to start it now.
Feel free to plug anything on social if you need to, by the way.
Just follow channels. Follow Whistler Super Camps at Whistler Super Camps on Instagram. They have Facebook as well. Hey Barber, he's obviously a good follow there. If you like some good stick handling moves and some really good clips of breaking down kind of just how some certain plays are done and what players do to separate themselves from being good to the best, then that's a good page to follow. But I'll have more details in upcoming podcasts and when I get going in the camps, but I'm just kind of promoting it now. It's going to be a fun couple weekends here, so should be good.
Nice. I don't have a whole lot I need to plug. Pretty much. So we did the WLA Future Stars event this past weekend in Coquitlam. So pretty much go follow WLA Lacrosse on Instagram. Basically, I ran that for this past weekend, and that was really cool. Pretty much for SYP content this week. So we got one pod coming out with our buddy Jevin Lefebvre. Him and I are going to be doing NFL win total predictions for this upcoming season. That pod's going to be dropping on Thursday.
That'll be a good one.
We have another pod with our special guest, Matthew Mosqueda, in person, which we'll be recording Sunday night. That's going to drop Sunday night. So be on the lookout for that. I got 2 more blogs I'm working on this week. I'm talking about Williams Racing, F1. Scott, you're going to be all over that. 3 drivers that Williams Racing should look into next season. That's one of my blogs. And then also I have a AFC North. That was the one. AFC North NFL division preview coming out. My NFC North preview will drop when the podcast comes out. So essentially, you can check out the NFC North as I'm talking right now. And then you can check out the AFC North later on this week. And I should have one YouTube video coming out on the channel this week. I should have one at least.
Right on.
Good stuff. Anything else you want to plug or promote before we head out here? Do an outro. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. Be sure if you're watching on YouTube to like the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the stuff. We do a lot of stuff. We put a lot of stuff on here. A lot of time and energy put into this channel. So a sub would go a long way.
Go check out Saturday selections while you're at it. I run those.
You're going to be doing those. Are you still going to be doing it on the 21st?
I can. Yeah, I can do them on the 21st.
No, it's just if it's inconvenient for you, if you're busy that week.
No. I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Of course.
All right. Also, go check out selections, which Scott does. Scott does really well. And then I think the other thing I should mention is that I will actually have a fall schedule for SYP. Cool. Some of the events that I'm covering and places I will be, maybe the United States of America I will be in 1 month from now, possibly.
That'd be exciting.
If we can make it happen.
Hopefully.
So pretty much I'll have that coming out as well. A lot of stuff coming your way from SYP, from the fine people that speak your piece. A lot of stuff on the way. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. Scott, I'll let you have the final word.
Wow, that's a huge honor.
Out of nowhere, just threw that out of nowhere.
Go Ducks. PGA Tour playoffs or FedEx Cup playoffs start next week with my bro, the unvaccinated Bryson DeChambeau. Yeah, he's one of the guys. Shout out Abraham Answer for winning the FedEx St. Jude this week. First win on tour. Guy from Mexico, for one of only 4 Mexican winners on tour ever. So good for Answer. He had a great shot on 18 in the second playoff hole. Put a dart right in there, and yeah, it was awesome. Fun to see it. Awesome. Thank you very much, guys, again for listening. We'll be back again soon. Peace out.